Hello everyone. I'm very excited to be here today with our good friend Muhammad Nana, and we have two reasons to be super happy and excited. Reason number one is that Muhammad dedicated some time to talk about corporate culture, about his background, and to give some piece of advice to entrepreneurs and those who are learning. And this is reason number one. And number two is that today we have GITEX, second day of GITEX, and we meet with so many very bright and interesting minds. We exchange thoughts, so it's quite amazing. Thank you very much, Muhammad, for giving us this opportunity. We have this series of small shows, where we talk about how to build best teams, how to identify talent, how to create a fantastic culture, and bring amazing people, gather amazing people around you, and to build startups and companies, or work in huge enterprise companies and achieve new heights. So that's the reason we're sharing our experience, and we name it as Business Life and Business Insights with Amir Abdalov, with myself. So the reason is just to give back to our community, because I'm an entrepreneur. I have built now my second startup, and I would like to share this experience with our community. And I'm sure you support this as you accepted this invitation. So Muhammad, just first question. Let's start from company culture. How you ensure that your company culture and people around you are those with particular values that you are looking for. So how can you answer this question?
Thank you, and most importantly, thanks so much for having me on your show. I think giving back is always such a good thing, and obviously something that I'm very passionate about is obviously giving back. I'm very happy to be here today. I think from a company culture perspective, I think we always focus on our values, right? Your core values, in terms of acting with integrity, diversity, and most importantly, being very open and transparent. That is something that is core to my beliefs as well. So from a company culture perspective, you got to create that transparency and sense of openness, and it's something that I try and entrench a lot, specifically within my teams, to make sure that they have a sense of openness in everything that they do or that they want, and most importantly, to be approachable. I like to be approachable so that any particular problem that they come towards me with, I'm able to, I wouldn't say solve it, but be able to be a bit more compassionate in understanding what they're going through at that particular point in time. So that's very much, the culture that I aspire my team and I to have and to build on having.
Amazing. So what we can summarize is that number one, compassion. Number two, being approachable and easygoing. And number three is to solve problems. That's the idea.
We spend like 60 to 70%, okay, maybe that's a bit too much. But a lot of our time per day is spent in the office. It's spent being in a post-COVID world. So it's your family, right? These are people that you're with every day in doing your things, So you've got to create that culture of togetherness, of family, and ensure that, we're not just work colleagues, but also, we have each other's backs, So that's very important.
I think this this is super rightly said, and it shows your experience. So let's talk a little bit about how you came to such a situation that you are vice president in Mastercard, in a very well-known company. Can you just a little bit talk about your background and inspire future corporate leaders, future entrepreneurs?
I think I would like to say that I was blessed, but hard work also, takes, you've got to work hard and you've got to go after your goals. I read a saying the once that a dream without an action plan, a goal without an action plan is just a dream.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Denzel Washington said.
Yeah. I read it somewhere. I can't remember where I read it. And it's so true, right? We all have dreams, we all have aspirations, but we've got to have an action plan. And I believe that you got to, it's in baby steps, right?
Yes.
You've got to put in the effort. Thankfully, I was very fortunate. I'm based in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I am in a regional role looking after the entire Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa, specifically within the Fintech segment for Mastercard. And I'm quite fortunate to be in this role. I think as an employee of any company, you've got to show that you can add the right amount of value to that business. So it's about delivering the value and the outputs that the customers want, that your leadership wants, regardless of what company or which company you work for. Demonstrating hard work and building a team that adopts a culture of togetherness and cohesiveness. It's very, very important. I studied an accounting degree, and I don't practice that today, right? I mean, I'm not a person who can sit behind a computer and just crunch numbers. I need to build something. I need to be part of something, and that's why I'm in the process of building this fintech segment. Or I wouldn't say it hasn't been built. There's a good foundation, but it's about building the actual
relations.
That can actually take this business into the next chapter. In terms of where it's going. So that's very much my remit within the organization. I'm very passionate about financial inclusion. I'm very passionate about it, so it makes my job easier, right? So, piece of advice, if you do something that you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life.
You are not working, you are living.
Exactly, right? I mean, let's be honest, it's got its fair challenges, but if you think about the end goal in mind, it's making a difference, creating a financially included society that drives you and gives you motivation to really do the good things.
Very rightly said, yeah, absolutely, Mohammed. Just talking about 3 values and your piece of advice for future business leaders, for those who are studying right now, learning by watching such videos. What 3 values are super important for achieving success while you climb the corporate ladder or you are building your own business or startup? 3 very important personality traits and values that you uphold.
I think there's so many, right? And there's no recipe for success. But for me, I think hard work is very, very important. Put in the hard work. I was very lucky. My first boss, his name is Timothy Knight, and he told me, he said, when I started working, he told me, Mohammed, whatever you are in life, whoever you become, whether you're a street sweeper, whether you sweep the streets, whether you're a director, whether you're a CEO, always do your best. So always put in the effort and do your best at what you do, no matter who you are or what you do, and success will come. So the first, out of the 3, the first one is success. The second one is honesty. Always be honest in what you do. Understand that, if you are transparent and if you are honest, the people around you will appreciate it. No matter whether it's how you're feeling, whether it's in a business deal, no matter what it is, always be honest and transparent in terms of what you do. And I think the last piece is about relationships. Formulate strong, meaningful relationships with people, because in business, it's all about relationships.
Relationships. Yeah. We're absolutely on the same picture. Yeah.
Exactly. So if I were to summarize, those are the three things. Yeah.
I think it's outstanding piece of advice. Thank you very much, and appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Just finally, your job implies to build fintech relationships. Yeah. So what you do, you establish relations with fintechs, with banks, with financial institutions, maybe money changers or financial intermediaries. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah. So the company I work for, Mastercard, a multinational business, we've been a monoline business for many years, where our focus was primarily banks, and it still is. We're now morphing into a multi-segment business because we believe that these segments play a very important role in financial services, and we've got to pay our attention and focus on them. So I'm fortunate and blessed to lead the fintech segment for the EMEA region, Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So I lead this region by creating a fintech framework, a framework for fintechs to partner with Mastercard and deepening partnerships with them in the form of payments, in the form of services. As Mastercard, we have so many services, from cybersecurity to analytics, etc. So providing services and most importantly, growing the business. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, while you talk, you always stress the final objective. Because some entrepreneurs, they're thinking about product itself right now, about selling the product. But the very important aspect, and I agree with you, is that you have to talk about the final objective. Because when you talk with a client, when you talk with a business partner, you have to establish these relations by looking at the same direction, looking at the same objective. So that is relations. That's the idea. Yeah. And as we talked before, I agree with you absolutely. So thank you very much for your time and sharing these valuable insights. And this was Life and Business Insights with Amir Abdalov. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Amir. I appreciate it. Thank you.